housing benefit and basic income and how that fits together, and also the issue that you spoke about sequencing, which I think was how you get from one thing to the other. Because housing, particularly in London, is unless you own your house and you've owned it for quite a long time, and then you're in a really privileged position. But otherwise, if you're renting or if you're in social housing, where social housing at the moment the rents keep rising and rising and rising, or you're renting, your housing is going to be really, really expensive. So that's going to have an enormous impact on basic income. Whether you can top that up, or the issue of if it isn't set at a high level, then you'd have to have housing benefits. So then you have all the complexities of the benefit system is still going to be there, really. So in terms of sequencing, is it not better for us generally to be thinking about the immediate issue of housing and how we can reduce the costs, stop social housing going, rents going up, how we can stop, how we can build more houses, get more houses into use, stop the asset crisis going, all those kind of issues. So I'm just in terms of sequencing. And also, do you think that, I'm not quite clear whether the aim is...
It's fine, I think it's just because someone's at the back. You're still on. Sorry, Julie, carry on.
Okay. Yeah, and then also, do you envisage that the basic income would be at quite a low level, or the Swiss level, or something in between, or how would it be staged, or yeah?
We have another. Yes, your question, your comment.
Hi. To add to Duncan about positive money campaign, which I'm a supporter of, and we have to, more importantly than creating an independent, democratically elected body, so not governmental, not industry, market-led body that creates the money. We also have to remember that we have to take away the power from the banks to be able to create money. And that can only be done if we alter the Banking Act of 1844, where it doesn't include electronic money in illegal forms of printing money. So it's a simple thing as creating a delegated legislation, secondary legislation to that, to be able to basically start a debate in Parliament. And I think right now at the moment there's a backbench debate being raised about that, to finally start talking about this Banking Act, which doesn't include electronic money in the list of things that are illegal. Once we do that and take away the power to print money from the banks, then we can implement all these, social credit, basic income, these productive means of helping public interest and creating infrastructure with money created by this independent body. Yeah.
I'm just going to try and take two more before going back to the panel. So you had a question, and so you're going to... Maybe three more.
You pick it very quickly, don't you?
Can I ask, thank you for a start. You've said,
speak up, Wes.
Sorry, you've talked about,
Julie.
If you talked about, if we had a minimum income, we could we'd be liberated to address these issues of restructuring our food and our transport and our energy and things like that. But presently, our current, giving us money allows us to buy things from people who have no interest in restructuring our food and our transport and our anything. And I'm wondering, if you were to, say tomorrow, or on the 1st of January, or April, bring out, minimum income, what is the minimum sort of portfolio of other sort of regulation or protection that stops us just being sort of manipulated? There's very clever people who are very willing to take our money off us, and they have no interest in allowing us to address these issues. So what are the sort of supplementary regulations required to make this meaningful?
Two examples, actually. When I see universal basic incomes, actually you don't really have a choice. You'll either have it or you'll end up with most of the world being an underclass, where actually they're killing.
Not even an underclass.
Yeah, no, killing each other. Yeah, no. Well, the thing is that back in 1997, working in an office, they told me that myself and the computer, I actually replaced five workers. That's from before computerization. Then now I'm working as a manual laborer, and you have electric bills, and you have a saw, you have all these things. So one carpenter can actually replace what? How many? Again, 5 people. So no matter what, you actually need to have that already anyway. And I think that's it really.
Steve.
I think the basic income makes sense up to a limited point, in the sense that it creates a precautionary safety net that nobody can fall through. It also staves off the possibility of revolution, because if people have got enough to live, they might not revolt. However, if you're talking about basic income, I don't need that, sorry. Okay. The basic income, if we're going to talk about it nationally rather than globally, I mean, people in the Congolese jungle working for Unilever earn like 7 pence a day, right? That is a fact, okay? People here, what's the basic income? I don't know what it is. I'm not very good with mathematics anyway, but it's not 7 pence a day. So we have to sort of straight away understand: is it national? Or is it global? And nobody's mentioned that, and that is absolutely critical. And really, are we going to tinker with the edges? Or are we going to go to the heart of the matter? The gentleman at the end here talked about changing the nature of things so that people's instincts become improved. So he was one person. I'm saying he was purely the only person who hinted about changing people's mindsets, changing people's mental, if you like, visions, so that they are going to be more empathic towards other people. And I think really what we have to, before we talk about money, we have to talk about work and the value of work. Because let's face it, a lot of work in this world has little value. As far as I'm concerned, a lot of work in the financial establishment is of little real value. Somebody cleaning the streets so that people don't get disease is of more grave value than somebody working in the banking system. So for me, the question is, how existential, how critical are we making these issues? How critical